namo namaha. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Narayanam Namaskrityam Naran Chaiva Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jayam Mudirayet Nashtaprayeshu Abhadreshu Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya Bhagavati Uttama Shloke Bhaktir Bhavati Naishtiki. Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shri Vasari Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna. For those who joined for Bhagavatam, thank you so much for joining. We are reading Canto 8, Chapter 19 of Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam. Lord Vamanadev begs charity from Bali Maharaj. So we read till text number 29 yesterday. And he had taken the water pot, Jala. What was the name given to the water pot? Jalabhajana. He means here Bali Maharaj has taken the water pot in his hand and he has agreed that yes, I will give Vamanadev whatever you want, not what I want, what you want. You're the great soul. But one person doesn't seem to be happy in this whole thing. And Shukracharya is about to say something to Bali Maharaj. Now the scene is the water pot in his hand, and Bali Maharaj is about to take the promise, but Shukracharya is kind of like cautioning him by his words. Let's see what he spoke. Shri Shukra Uvacha Eva Vairochane Sakshat Bhagavan Vishnur Avyayah Kashyapādadite jato devanam karya sadhakaha. Translation by His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada, Srila Prabhupada ki Jai. Shukracharya said, O son of Virochana, this brahmachari in the form of a dwarf is directly the imperishable Supreme Personality of Godhead, Vishnu, accepting Kashyapa Muni as his father and Aditi as his mother. He has now appeared in order to fulfill the interests of the demigods. Hare Krishna. So basically, Shukracharya is telling that this person may seem to be an ordinary boy, but you don't know who he is. He is the imperishable Supreme Personality of Godhead, Bhagavan, Vishnu. The word used is Sakshat Bhagavan. He is not an ordinary person. He is Vishnu, the Sakshat Bhagavan. So, you better be careful. He is trying to reveal, and he has appeared for a purpose. What is this purpose? To fulfill the interest of demigods. That's his purpose. He is the Supreme Lord to fulfill this purpose. So let's see what happens next. Yes, Swati Mataji, you want to read? Puna Mataji?
Yes, Krishna. Yes,
Swati Mataji, please.
Hare Krishna. Dandavat Pranam. Text 31. Pratishrutam tva etasmai yad anta anartam ajanata na sadhu manye daityana mahan upagato nayaha. Translation by Srila Prabhupada ki Jai. You do not know what a dangerous position you have accepted by promising to give him land. I do not think that this promise is good for you. It will bring great harm to the demons. Thank you, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
Thank you. So, pretty much quite straightforward. Shukracharya is cautioning or warning Bali that this is going to cause havoc for you all. That don't promise or we have accepted by promising to give him land. This is going to be a disaster. So let's see what happens next. Yes, Puna Mataji, you want to read? Lakshmi Mataji, you want to read?
Prabhuji, yeah.
Yeah.
Text 32. Hare
Please.
Krishna Prabhuji. Dandavat Pranamati. Esate sthanamai shravyar shriyam tejo yashrutam dasyata dasya tya chitta sakraya maya mana vako harim. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace is Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada Ki Jai. This person falsely appearing as a brahmachari is actually the Supreme Personality of Godhead Hari, who has come in the form to take away all your land, wealth, beauty, power, fame, and education. After taking everything from you, he will deliver it to Indra, your enemy. Purport. Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur explains this in this regard, that the very word Hari means one who takes away. If one connects himself with Hari, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, the Lord takes away all his miseries. And in the beginning, the Lord also superficially appears to take away all his material possessions, reputation, education, and beauty. As stated in Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam 10.8, 8.8. Yes, yaham anugraha nami harisye tad dhanam sanahit. The Lord said to Maharaja Yudhishthira, the first installment of my mercy towards the devotee is that I take away all his possessions, especially his material opulence, his money. This is the special favor of the Lord toward a sincere devotee. If a sincere devotee wants Krishna above everything, but at the same time is attached to material possession, which hinder his advancement in Krishna consciousness by practice, the Lord takes away all his possessions. Here Sukracharya says that this dwarf brahmachari would take away everything. Does he indicate that the Lord will take away all one's material possessions and also one's mind? If one delivers his mind to the lotus feet of Krishna, Savai Mana Krishna Padaravai Nadayo. One can naturally sacrifice everything to satisfy him. Although Bali Maharaj was a devotee, he was attached to material possessions, and therefore the Lord, being very kind to him, showed him special favor by appearing as Lord Vamana to take away all his material possessions and his mind as well. Hare Krishna Prabhu.
Any thoughts, Mataji, on this?
This is very actually kind of like while I was reading, it's kind of like feeling a little bit scary, but again, like very satisfying. Whenever it's Prabhupada mentioned like Lord will take away everything, and then that time we feel like we are in despair, we are in such a great like kind of disheartened that everything is lost. But again, we that is the moment when we tend to pray wholeheartedly to Lord. That's the only time whenever you lose something, then only you realize like you don't even realize how deeply you are praying to Lord. So that situation is Lord will Hari means he will take away everything, all the materialistic thing that is kind of hindrances in your spiritual path. But again, he will just give you the Saranagati of his lotus feet. That's my understanding, Prabhuji.
Thank you so much. We just now read in Chaitanya Charitamrita the same point here, that The Lord removes all the ignorance, darkness, impurities from the heart, and one will achieve the love of Godhead, and one will get santosha, satisfaction. So, the Lord is Hari, as you rightly said here. In short, he not only, his job is not to make anyone or everyone, poverty stricken. His job is to help us to understand the real wealth, actually. You remember His Grace Charu Prabhu gave this class when Krishna prunes, when a gardener prunes, uh, it's not for the harm of the garden, correct? Or the plant or the creeper. It's for further growth of that creeper or that fruit tree or that anything. Because the gardener knows that if I don't prune here, it will not grow. It will stay limited in its growth. So similarly, even if Krishna sometimes takes away something, it is only for the benefit of that devotee. A great soul takes in that spirit, like Maharaj Bali. So Krishna, ultimately everything is his only. So whatever is conducive for our bhakti, he'll do that. Any other comments, thoughts on this text? Lord is very kind. Okay, let's read 33 here. Who hasn't read today? Prabir Prabhu, want to read?
Text 33. Tribhi kamer himalokan vishakaya kramishyati sarvasham vishnave dattva mura bhartishashe katham. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. Joy Srila Prabhupada. Translation. You have promised to give him 3 steps of land in charity, but when you give it, he will occupy the 3 worlds. You are a rascal. You do not know what a great mistake you have made. After giving everything to Lord Vishnu, you will have no means of livelihood. How then shall you live? Purport. Bali Maharaj might argue that he had promised only 3 steps of land, but Shukracharya, being a very learned brahmana, immediately understood that this was a plan of Hari, who had falsely appeared there as a brahmachari. The word Mura, Borishasya, Katham, revealed that Shukracharya was a brahmana of the priestly class. Such priestly brahmanas are mostly interested in receiving remuneration from their disciples. Therefore, when Shukracharya saw that Bali Maharaj had risked all of his possessions, he understood that this would cause havoc not only to the king but also to the family of Shukracharya, who was dependent on Maharaj Bali's mercy. This is the difference between a Vaishnava and a smarta-brahmana. A smarta-brahmana is always interested in material profit, whereas a Vaishnava is interested only in satisfying the Supreme Personality of Godhead. From the statement of Shukracharya, it appears that he was in all respects a smarta-brahmana, interested only in personal gain. Hare Krishna Prabhu. So here, Srila Prabhupada is explaining that the difference between a Vaishnava and the smarta-brahmana. That smarta-brahmana, they are always thinking about their own profit. Whereas the Vaishnavas, they are thinking only satisfaction of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Here, if in place of Shukracharya, if somebody else was there, like Narad Muni, they would have been very happy and they would have glorified Bali Maharaj for what he was offering. But we see that, I mean, so actually, as Bhagavatam, we know that Bhagavatam is teaching us in our day-to-day life. So that's one of the way we can identify a smarta-brahmana or a real Vaishnava. Hare Krishna Prabhu, back to you, please, Adhokari.
Krishna, thank you. Very important point, Prabhuji, you're sharing here. That a true devotee is not interested in money. He is interested in the honey of Krishna Prem. That is sharing Krishna consciousness. Not interested in the material profit. Oh, I will, some example coming to my mind. That I think this comes a story also that a devotee or a so-called brahmana does not go for one yajna and then goes for the other yajna because thinking that the other person will give more donation, and then he got a suffering because of that. So the point is that there are so many so-called smarta-brahmana, so-called babas, so-called this. They'll say, okay, this yajna, I know $500, this yajna, $1,000, this process, $2,000. They have a price list. It's like a commodity. So that is not Vaishnavism. Vaishnavism means to really, the main interest is to please Lord Krishna. If someone gives something, that's fine. If someone does not give something, that's fine. That's their choice. But the main interest, it's not like a deal. Okay, I'll do this. You give me this, I'll do this. If you don't give me this, I'll not do this. That's happens in material world, in lot of marriages and so-called pujas and so-called yajnas, etc. Pretty much that happens everywhere. But this is not Vaishnavism. Vaishnavism means the main interest is, as Prabhupada is mentioning here, to satisfy the Supreme Lord and the devotees for the pleasure of Guru, Krishna and Vaishnavas. So here, rather than, as Prabhu said, rather than having selflessness, rather than encouraging, yes, you're doing great, I'm proud of you, my son, my disciple is thinking, well, if he gives all the wealth, what will he give me? He'll be broke, and then I'll be broke, and we both will be on the road. I don't want to be a guru of such a person who's broke. I want to be a guru of a person who can give me nice donation. Oh, so not a good idea. So don't give him. He's asking for 3 steps, but he will take you everything, and then you will be broke. You will be penniless, and then I'll be penniless because you are my employer, right? You are my master, actually. So this is called hen-pegged guru. A guru. One time, Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur Maharaj was giving a class, and then some of the people who had given donations for organizing the program, they were kind of talking loudly and thinking, well, this program is happening because we organized this big program. So what happened? then they were talking in the class. Bhakti Thakur could sense that they are feeling proud of giving a big donation. That if I would have not given this donation, this program would have not happened. So we are like VIP people. We can talk, right? Others should hear properly because they are poor people have come. But I'm the one who organized this program. I have the liberty to talk. I have the right to talk. So Bhaktisiddhanta Thakur, right in the class, was Lion Guru. He said, "What do you think? You have purchased me by a few rupees. By giving a few rupees, you have purchased this." So he was very strict. Not after money, because same with Prabhupada, same with all the pure souls. They were not pure souls. Don't run after money. Pure souls run after Krishna. Lakshmi automatically comes. Prabhupada had 0 rupees, like practically $0. Just 40 Indian rupees, which were practically good for nothing when he came. But when he, after just a matter of couple of years, by Prabhupada's pure bhakti, devotion, sincerity to please Guru and Krishna, millions of dollars came. Millions of people came to help, to support hundreds of temples, hundreds of cities, hundreds of farm communities, etc. Thousands of devotees. Krishna sends, because Krishna is, there's no dearth in Krishna. Krishna is, because if he sees that devotees are using things in the right purpose, with the right consciousness, with the right intentions, then he will arrange a lot. So in short, one who gives for Krishna, whether one's money, energy, time, resources, skills, intelligence, in any way, Bhakti is very diverse. We can use everything in Krishna's service. Then Krishna will never be a loser. He'll always be gaining unlimited times more. Mataji is asking what is smarta, the literal meaning of smarta. I don't know the literal meaning, maybe someone else can share it, but the other one time when devotee was sharing, the smarta-brahmanas are those who think they are too smart, smart brahmanas. They think they know a lot. In short, they don't properly follow the scriptures, but they're more in externals, rituals than the essence. Nandini Mataji was sharing something.
I think Prabhupada writes about it one place, but to me it feels like they smruti. They have memorized the Vedas, but not the meaning. They haven't absorbed the meaning. And I'll find what Prabhupada writes in a few minutes. Thank you, Prabhu. Thank you so much.
Hare Krishna. Thank you, Mataji. Okay, text 24. Let's see. 34. Let's see what happens ahead. Ekant Prabhu, you want to read?
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji, I can read.
Yes.
Hare Krishna, everyone. Kramato gam padai kenam dviti yena divam vibho kamchakaye namahata tarti yasya kuto gati. Translation purport by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada. Jai Shri Prabhupada. Vamanadev will first occupy the 3 worlds with 1 step. Then he will take his second step and occupy everything in outer space. And then he will expand his universal body to occupy everything. Where will you offer him the 3rd step? Shukracharya wanted to tell Bali Maharaj how he would be cheated by Lord Vamana. You have promised 3 steps, he said, but with only 2 steps, all your possessions will be finished. How then will you give him a place for his 3rd step? Sukracharya did not know how the Lord protects his devotee. The devotee must risk everything in his possession for the service of the Lord, but he is always protected and never defeated. By materialistic calculations, Shukracharya thought that Bali Maharaja would under no circumstance be able to keep his promise to the Brahm, brhmana, brahmacharyas and Vamanadeva. Okay, brahmachari, Lord Vamanadev. So, Prabhuji, what I understood was Shukracharya is like, I am thinking, please correct me if I'm wrong, he is very highly educated. He has knowledge about all the matters. But without only but a pure devotee can understand the what the Lord is planning to do with his devotees, or no, only what the Lord wants. I mean, nobody can understand what the Lord is thinking, but if a person has complete devotional service and is surrendered to the Lord, only then he will completely trust the Lord. And that's what Bali Maharaj did. I mean, Shukracharya he has so much knowledge, but he has no right knowledge, and he couldn't understand the Lord. So he's actually questioning how do you even do that? Where do you with his just materialistic calculations, he's just asking Bali Maharaj, with 2 steps the Lord has conquered everything, but what about the 3rd step? That's what he's asking to Bali Maharaj. That's what is my understanding, Prabhuji.
Thank you so much. This is a very nice verse. First of all, Shukracharya is very intelligent person. He knows the future. That's exactly, when we have heard the story, that's exactly what's going to happen. Right now it has not yet happened, but Shukracharya knows this is going to happen. So first of all, it's not an easy thing. He's very learned, smarta-brahmana, very good intelligence. Smriti, as Mataji was mentioning. So very learned, very high. But one thing is missing. What is missing? Bhakti is missing. A devotee must risk everything in his possession for the service of the Lord. But he's always protected and never defeated. Isn't that amazing? This line right in the purport. Shukracharya said, well, don't do this. But devotee was ready. Devotee like Bali Maharaj was ready. Outside people, see by mundane calculations. Oh, don't do bhakti in young age. Be practical. This is your time to grow, learn, enjoy. Devotee gives everything for the service of the Lord. So that's the highest standard. Same with Jatayu. From external standards, he knew his strength is not comparable to Ravana's strength. But he gave his life in the service of the Lord. Look at all the Prabhupada disciples. They gave their everything in the service of Srila Prabhupada. They were from Western countries, not any high birth and not any culture. Everything was totally opposite. But they had firm faith in the words of Srila Prabhupada, in his teachings, in his purity. These days, it's very rare and hard to find souls who are 100% dedicated to their Guru, Krishna. Very rare. Bali Maharaj was certainly one such a soul. And so many devotees are there who are 100% dedicated. So not thinking what will happen, not too anxious about future, Krishna will give. If we have firm faith in in the words of the Lord, then the Lord will take care. The Lord takes care of an ant and an elephant. The ant eats maybe one molecule of food and the elephant eats tons of food. Both are taken care. So one should not think that too much anxiety, too much stress about future, what will happen, this will happen, that will happen, what if this comes. This is a sign of insecurity or fearlessness, fearful nature, sorry. But if one has faith, avashya rakshibe Krishna iti vishwasa is a sign of surrender. One of the 6 symptoms of surrender is that Krishna will always protect me. I'll not lose anything. No one will lose anything if one has taken shelter of Krishna. There is nothing to be defeat, nothing to lose. Yoga Shemam Vahamyaham. I carry what my devotee lacks and I preserve what they have. These are Krishna's words. So don't think that we will lose anything by chanting Hare Krishna or by reading Bhagavata or by taking out our time, energy, resources, money, home, etc., and using for part of it at least for Krishna's service. Rather, one will gain everything. Even little service on this path can save one from greatest dangers. So on the path of bhakti, there is nothing to lose. There is everything to gain only. One who has that faith will be always victorious. Any other thoughts anyone has? Any comments? I think Mataji shared a nice Shri Mataji has shared from Adila, chapter 17, text 1. There is a persistent misunderstanding between the caste brahmanas and the advanced Vaishnavas or Goswamis, because caste brahmanas or smartas, so caste brahmana, Jat Gosai, they are brahmanas by caste, like born in Brahmana family, or smartas, are of the opinion that one cannot become a brahmana unless one changes his body. He changes his body. As we discussed several times, that is to be understood that by supremely powerful potency of the Lord, as described by Srila Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami, everything is possible. So in short, they are caste brahmanas, those who think, oh, I am born in a brahmana family, you are born in a Shudra family, you cannot be a brahmana. You cannot be, brahmana is by birth. But this is fundamentally against the teachings of the scriptures, because scripture says, Janma karma, what is that? Chaturvarnamaya guna karma vibhagasha. They are by guna, not by janma karma vibhagasha. This division, vibhajan, is by gunas. So even one could be externally born in a Shudra family, one can develop the quality of Brahmana, and vice versa also. One could be born in a Brahmana family, but acting like a Shudra, so he is called Brahma Bandhu. So that's the meaning here. Thank you so much, Nandini Mataji, for sharing. Any other comments, questions, additions?
Yeah, Prabhuji, I was thinking that here Prabhupada telling that Shukracharya is a smarta-brahmana, interested only in personal gain. So, but he was the spiritual master of the Bali Maharaj, and Bali Maharaj serving him gained invincible power, right? The Lord said that you cannot defeat the Bali Maharaj because he get the power by serving the spiritual master. Even this type of spiritual master give that much of power to his disciple.
That's an interesting point. See, every aspect has something to teach us. Over there, the focus was serving the Guru. Here, the focus more is on this Shukracharya being a so-called Guru. So every pastime, like Bali Maharaj's character himself is so unique. In the beginning of this Leela, Bali Maharaj was acting like a demon. But towards the end of this Leela, in the following, this chapter plus the last few chapters, he's acting so divine. So this is the beauty of scriptures. Every pastime, we have to understand what is the key lesson. The key lesson here is how not to be a bad guru, how not to teach the bad things. Over there, as you mentioned, the key lesson is the glory of spiritual master, accepting a spiritual master, and serving the spiritual master. So that's my understanding.
Thank you, Prabhuji.
point. Anyone else has any other thoughts or additions?
Prabhu, Hare Krishna. When Bali Maharaj was worshipping, he was worshipping the Bhrigu Muni, isn't it? Before he got all the opulences. So, was he worshipping like specially Shukracharya or?
If I'm not mistaken, I think Shukracharya.
You got on mute.
Oh, sorry. Maybe I'm wrong, but Shukracharya was in the parampara of the Bhrigu Muni. So he was worshipping Shukracharya and all the paramparas together.
Yeah, it is mentioned there. He was worshipping the descendants of Bhrigu, and descendant of Bhrigu is Shukracharya actually, because Shukracharya's father is Bhrigu. The word Shukracharya itself is basically, Shukra means semen, it's like seminal guru. So guru is not just by Jat Guru. It's a word also is very important there. So one doesn't become a guru, oh, he's my family guru. Oh, because all my family, accepted so-called guru is not by, okay, he's my family guru or whatever. All this is not by birth or by these parameters. But yes, to your point that the descendants, he served the descendants of Bhrigu, which is directly referring to Shukracharya and others also, the brahmanas, etc. Okay, we'll pause here. I guess so we'll continue tomorrow with the next verse. Grantaraj Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam ki jai, Śrīla Prabhupada ki jai, Śrī Chaitanya Charitamrita ki jai, Samaveta Gaura Bhakta ki jai. Vancha kalpatarubhyascha kripa sindhubhya cha patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo. Thank you so much. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji.